Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stock Market Review. Coach Lord is here. I want to apologize in advance, guys. I'm still under the weather. Yesterday, I could not make the live yesterday because I was in pretty bad shape. But we are back today, so I may not be as energetic. I'm doing my best for you guys. I'm doing my best, but either way, we are here. Empire Path. James, I see you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Once again, if you are here, make sure to smash the like button, drop me an emoji, let me know that you are watching. Would really appreciate that. First thing first, guys, if you are here, I want you to know nothing I say here is any suggestions for you to buy, hold, or sell. What I'm doing here is translating what the chart are showing me, and telling you guys exactly how I'm executing. All right. So if you're looking to trade, make sure you do your own due diligence or contact a financial advisor. Now, going right back into the market. So the market today just whipsaw. Yesterday the Dow went up over 1,000 points, and then today we had a reversal, and it seems like tomorrow we might have a reversal of the reversal. What's going on in the market? If you asking, the market right now is completely hijacked. The market is completely hijacked. If you are paying attention, you will see it's just war headlines that's making the market move. So why did we pop up at over 1,000 points yesterday? Was simply because Trump came out and said we were working on a deal with Iran. This had nothing to do with economics, not earnings, no good news, no whatever. It was just that, and the market shot up 1,000%. And today, was yesterday. Today, yeah, today we dropped because the Iranians came out and said we're not negotiating with anybody. So we had that drop. And then right before the market closed, Trump came out again and said we're going to sign a deal within the next 5 days. And Iran sent him a very big and expensive gift that he cannot share with us. Now, is that just a game? To me, it seems like it. I feel like games are being played with the market. It's already been reported that there were some very large positions that was either open or closed right before those announcements comes out. So there are people making money on these things. There are people making money on these things, which is honestly it's a real shame because although we know the market is has always had insider trading and things like that, but it is a completely different thing to see it happening in broad daylight like that. Like that to me is a little that's a little crazy. That's a little much. But anyway, now, why exactly you might see, if you look at the overnight market, you might see we're popping up right now. Why are we popping up? Is because Trump, as I just mentioned, said over the next 5 days we're going to have a deal. So he sent a 15-point plan or whatever it is to Pakistan, and Pakistan said they're going to try to see if they can negotiate some sort of settlement with the Iranians. But so far, there's no negotiations. That's just the U.S. saying this is what we would like. All right, the U.S. say that, and the Iranians has not responded yet, so we don't know. Now, while all of this is happening, again, I'm just giving you guys the information. While all of this is happening, if this is the way I'm looking at it, right? If we are actually having a peace deal done, and we this close to having a deal done, why every single day we deploying more Marines and Army Rangers and things like that to the Middle East? We keep sending more and more troops to the Middle East. Now, I'm gonna let you guys make your own decision on that, as far as if you believe any of these things or not. But so far, what seems to be happening is a game to keep oil prices down because every single time Trump said we have a deal, a ceasefire possibly in the works, oil prices goes down. Oil prices going down, it is something that helps the U.S. economy because you're not having the truckers are not paying that as much for diesel and things like that. So this is good. All right, now we are going to try to get right into the stock market, guys. You know this is what we do here. You guys know over here we don't do any fluff. And no fluff, no BS, no emotions. We talk straight charts. All right, we talk straight chart. And if you, by the way, if you are trading, I want you guys to let me know what are you trading? Are you trading futures? Are you trading the Qs? Or are you trading specific stocks? Because I know some certain people get really attached to the stocks they trade. It's one of those very interesting things because some people prefer doing that because they actually learn how that stock moves. They say they feel familiar. They feel it's a lot easier for them to trade that way. All right, we're going to go right into the SPX. You guys know I love going through the SPX because again, it is clean. Now, if you asking yourself, why did this thing come out? This is why that came out. Like literally, that press conference came right before the market closed. Why? Because we were about to close below that support level. That's what was about to happen. We were about to close below that support level. We were like around those areas. And when Trump came out and said we're gonna have a deal pretty soon, they sent me a big gift, a very expensive gift, and whatever, and the stock market rallied back up a bit. So meaning if we close below this level, automatically automatically you will see that the algorithm, if there's no good news to reverse that, the algorithm will automatically trigger selling. All right, so they needed to make sure we did not close below that support level. I mean, right before the close, that's when those things came out. I want you to ask yourself something, right? When was the last time? James, I see you with futures, man. When was the last time we actually had a president doing a press conference, literally right before the market closed? They typically don't do that. It's after hours or early in the morning, things or midday. But right before the market closed, this is like coming out and having that thing done right before the market closes to make sure the market can stay up. And right now we are ripping. Again, one thing I've told you guys over and over, right? I have said that to you guys over and over. The algos do not know how to judge whether or not a headline is a lie or not. And if we're being frank about it, the news actually actively participate in that. Because no matter what it is that is said to them, they will point it as is. And let's be frank, a lot of people in the U.S. do invest in the stock market through 401ks and so on. So the market staying up is actually very, very good. I mean, there's some really uh, bothersome numbers that came out, worrying numbers that came out that withdrawal from 401ks that an all-time high. So a lot of people are actually digging into their 401ks right now because people just don't have the money. And as we see with the economy, we still are having a lot of companies laying off employees. All right, let's just get right back into the chart. So if we look at the 4 hours, I mean that's the thing because we spiking up so hard overnight. I don't even know how to read this or really go about that that one right now. I mean the trend line is the trend line. Can we take the trend line? Let's see here. Okay, where was this? There you go. Can we take the trend line? So we'll see. As you guys can see right now, we're right at the end of this wedge. So we're going to see if we can take that trend line and exactly how that's going to play out. You know what? I'm gonna jump right into the SPY. Let me join the SPY because I know that's what most of you guys trade. It is the SPY. Again, it is the exact same thing. By having the SPY did a bit of a pullback right at the close. That pullback was done right at the close. So we pull back and close literally right there. Let's go in the 4 hour time frame and see. You guys can see this is the after hours. This is how hard of a spike we've had after hours. So technically we had that before when we had this first thing and it was found out it was a complete lie. But again, I want to remind you guys once again, the algos do not know what's a lie and what's not a lie. All they looking for are headlines and whether or not the headlines signify bullish or bearish. That is the only thing that they know. All right, so that is the only thing that they know. As long as they get a favorable headlines, they will buy it. So what we are looking at right now, once again, I would say we're probably going to squeeze up to this level. I don't, even all the way to the trend line. Can we take that without having an actual actual news that this has not been verified yet? Can we actually take those levels, or are we just going to pop there and get rejected? We don't know. We shall see. All right, going in the 2 hours time frame. 2 hours looking up. Seems like, yeah, we might pull up again. This is the level I'm looking at. That's the level the two levels I'm looking at to see exactly how we react at those places. If I start seeing like a very small candles, or I'm seeing wicks, when we get to this level, I'm probably going to put my shorts back on. I told you guys, was that on Friday? Was that on Friday? I remember I told you guys that I closed pretty much. Yeah, that was Friday. I pretty much closed all my shorts. Going in the 30 minutes to see what we're doing in the 30 minutes. Again, you guys can see we are squeezing up. We are in positive territory in the 30 minutes and squeezing up. Right now, we're doing a bit of that's a push, then consolidation. As you can see those big wick right at the top. Can we push? Can we push up? We possibly can. We possibly can, but I think tomorrow, if Iran come out, I think we're gonna open high tomorrow. But if Iran does come out and deny those claims, I can see us fading into during the day. I can clearly see us do just fade, a push up and then a fade down. That's what we actually. This is the thing we really don't want, because if we push up and fade, that means we're probably going to make a lower low. All right, now let's take a look at the Qs. The Qs actually perform a lot worse than the SPY today. If you look at the Qs again, this is where we are. The Qs were about to close right below a strong support level, and they did not want that to happen, so they found a way to to juice the market up so it can push up. So that's why, I mean, it's not it's no different really than what we're seeing in the SPY. It's almost identical actually. It is almost identical. But I'm looking at this here. What I want you guys to keep in mind, I want you guys to pay attention to a possible double top. All right, pay attention to a possible double top. It is a possibility with what's going on right now. We may have a double top and just push down. Because if we cannot take this trend line, if we cannot take that, as you guys can see, we broke through it. We tried and failed. When we gave the first lie by the ceasefire, we pushed up. We fell right at the trend line again. Would not surprise me if we go right back there, which would give us exactly that for a move down. All right. So that these are the levels I will be wishing for. I will be looking for tomorrow. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin and see how Bitcoin is performing. Bitcoin's still not doing much in my opinion. Bitcoin is still way down to that level. Yeah, we're still way down to that level. We're back in that range, which is what I expected to happen. We're back in that range, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed yet. Now, let me take a look at wait a minute. There you go. Let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX did not do a big pop, right? The VIX did not do a big pop. And this is what the VIX is looking like right now. Um, I don't know what that is in the 4 hours. I have no idea what that is, but this is what the VIX is looking like. But the daily looks like it wants to actually course back up, which would do what? If the daily course back up, that's going to give us a what? That's going to give us a higher low, so bullish divergence, which means we would probably have a squeeze. Now, let me take a look at the 4 hour time frame. Not really seeing much in the 4 hour time frame yet. The 2 hours seem like we squeezed up and we're just consolidating, right? That's all that's happening. 30 minutes. Let me see. Open that a little more. Yeah, looking at the 30 minutes right now, you can consider that as a bit of a inverted head. That's shoulder, head, and shoulder, right? So that's our left shoulder, head, right shoulder, which is a bullish pattern. And when we have those bullish pattern, we typically squeeze all the way up. But again, none of these things can sustain those big headlines. When those news events happen, they move markets, and that's exactly what happened. Because right now, going into the close, this is what the way we were shaping out. Going into the close, things were looking pretty bad. Take a look at that. This is the VIX. The VIX in the 30 minutes, curling up, making a higher low, and about to push up. And those things are real scary for the market. So, hey, those guys felt like they had to do something, so they came out and they did it. Now, another thing that a lot of people are not talking about as well. So the Treasury Department just came out and pretty much say um, the U.S. is insolvent. So we have so much debt, we cannot even pay our debt, right? So if you somebody that was wondering, hey, why does it seem like we're going everywhere? There's oil and gold and whatnot and all these things. That's why we cannot afford our debt. Although we're still spending like drunken sailors. Like right now, this war in the Middle East is costing nearly $1 to $2 billion per day. That's 1 to 2 billion per day. This has been almost a month, and this is like the low end. This is the low end. Now, what we're talking about is we already spent $30 billion. Think about if they take that $30 billion and they invested that here, right? Invested that in the people and things like that. Think about how far that could go. Like most of our programs that people have been advocating for, most of our programs could be funded by doing something like that for the next 5 to 10 years, with not having to add any additional funds or anything to it. Most of that could be funded. 30, and right now we're asking for an additional $200 billion. That's what we're asking. At the same time, the Treasury Department is saying we don't have any money. We broke. Like we broke. So it's one of those things. I'm really hoping that there is an off ramp. Although I'll be quite honest with you guys, I'm a bit more pessimistic. I don't see that happening because to me, I don't understand the signal of deploying Army Rangers, paratroopers, special ops guys, and all ground 82nd Airborne, which would be our ground troops, and all these kind of things. I just don't see why. Okay, so why are we doing that? Because all of that, think about that, right? All of that it costs money to get these guys and deploy them to the Middle East. Costs money for them to go there because they have to get on a ship. We're gonna have to fly a bunch of people all over the place and all this kind of stuff. It costs money. It's a lot of money. And from what I've learned from a lot of military experts is sometimes you can become excuse me, you can become a slave to the escalation ladder because once you have all these things there, it becomes almost impossible not to do anything because if you don't, you look weak as a leader. So when you amass all that firepower, you become very weak if you pull back. All right. So this is why I'm saying, for me, I see this as a game being played with the market to try to keep the market up, specifically for oil, right? Because every time those things happen, you guys can see it. You'll see that oil shoot back down. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let me take a look at oil with you guys, so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Is it CLI? I believe it is. Okay, okay, that's just CL. All right. And if I put that on the daily, right? So this is what's happening. So yesterday we announced we had a deal, so this happened, right? And today we started pushing up again. and that whole thing came out. And right now, you guys can see where we are right now. By the way, this is live because that's futures. So this is currently live. You can see exactly what happened. There you go. Right before the close, that's the push down. That's what happens. So this is what we don't want going up. We do not want crude oil or Brent oil to go up because if you know anyone that's a trucker right now, you can ask them how much they paying for diesel, and based on how much they paying for diesel, they're going to have to increase their transportation fee, which means they're going to have to pay to charge more for whoever's sending the products. So that person is going to charge whoever's receiving the products a lot more money, and then the person who received the products to put it on the shelf or whatever it is going to charge the consumers a lot more money, because hey, nobody's in business to lose money, so that's the way it happens. And as we know, we live in a supposed capitalist country, so you know exactly what happens if gas prices would only increase the price by say by 10 cents. They probably going to increase the price by 40 cents on us. That's the way the game is played. They increase it by 40 cents. When gas prices go back down, if they decrease it, if they even decrease it at all, if they do decrease it, they decrease it by 20 cents. And, we feel like, hey, you know what, that's not bad. It's 20 cents cheaper now. Or let's say it was something that was costing, it cost $8. And now it used to cost 5. Now they charge 8. So when they cut it down to 6.50, you're like, hey, it's $1.50 less. No, they just take advantage to hike up the price $1.50. That's what happens. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to stay long. This is going to be a bit of a shorter live. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be upfront. I am struggling. I right now I feel like my head is this big. I am struggling, but I really wanted to come and just talk to you guys and give you guys some info. For those of you guys that have told me, hey, a lot of times you guys use me as your homework. As far as the levels you looking at or how you looking to trade the market the very next day, and whatever. So I wanted to make sure I come in. I keep giving you guys some added value so you guys can execute. That being said, let me see. Is it just me or I can hear the audio? I'm not sure. Let me see. I think that might just be you. Yeah, because I just double checked my audio just now. My audio is working. But anyway, guys, I'm about to wrap up here. Thank you guys for being here as usual. I know I'm not as energetic as I typically am, but I am struggling. I am struggling. But we're getting better. That's the only thing that matters. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Just remember, follow your process. It's POP all day, every day. Follow it's process over profit. You follow the profit will follow. And more importantly, with the way the market is right now, it's get in, get green, get out. All right? Don't get too greedy, don't get overconfident. Get in, get green, get out. Peace out, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.